It's the season of opportunity. Who else is getting blown up on social media right now with come check out my opportunity, come check out my side hustle? Who wants to make money before the holidays? I can't be the only one. I'm seeing these posts, DMs, messages almost daily now. That's why today I'm going to share my top 3 filters that I run every single opportunity side hustle through before saying no, and more importantly, before saying yes, as time is our most valuable asset. So let's go talk about it. It is way too freaking nice here in Northern Virginia for me to be inside shooting this in my normal YouTube studio. So I decided to take you guys on a journey with me. Hopefully that's okay. I want to be crystal clear, and I should have led with this if I'm being real. I am not by any stretch knocking the hustle. I'm not telling you to not go out and find something you're passionate about, to not start a side business, to not jump in an opportunity that one of your friends is calling you about. What I am here to tell you is they're not all created equal, and that's the problem. If I had to put a number on it, and it's a generalization, so don't blow me up in the comments, I would say 99% of opportunities don't deserve your time. So I'm hoping today to be able to shed light on how you can find that 1% that could change your circumstance, could light a fire in you, could help you take that next vacation, whatever you're looking to do with it. That's what we're going to talk about today. Here are the 3 metrics that I run every opportunity through. The first one is going to be timing. And we're going to take a deep dive on what that looks like and how you can determine if the timing is right. Number 2 is the business model. Does the business model make sense? And number 3, and arguably the most important and why you don't want to leave early, is leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. The second thing I want to get out of the way is I've owned several traditional businesses, primarily in the real estate space. So like brick and mortars where you have an office space. And I've also owned quite a few non-traditional businesses, which I believe are a lot more sexy right now, if you will. The work from home opportunities, the work from home side hustles. I've had several of those now that I've built into large, very large, multi-6-figure annual income. Many of them now are on autopilot. So I do feel very qualified to be able to share my experiences with the good and the bad of how to identify those great opportunities. Timing is everything, my friends. It is so important that I gotta spend a minute taking a deep dive on it. When I'm evaluating opportunities, timing is the first thing I look at. And here's the reason why. There are so many successful companies, highly profitable companies that have been around for a long time. The wealth was built in the very beginning. It was built off positioning and not following. Huge nugget right there, by the way, that has changed my world. And so when I'm looking for an opportunity, I'm evaluating opportunities, I want to make sure that we're still in the top of the first inning. I want to make sure that this thing is in its infancy stages, that there's still a lot of wealth to be built based on that early adoption, based on that positioning. So that's really important. Another example would be Uber. The owner of Uber didn't call me 14 years ago when he launched his billion-dollar company, right? That would have been a huge wealth play. If he were to call now, of course I'm taking the meeting still, right? He's super famous, super successful, but the wealth is gone. The opportunity was 14 years ago in the very, very beginning. So timing is everything when evaluating opportunities. The second filter I run every side hustle through is the business model. And let's be clear, if the business model doesn't make sense, next. If you can't easily explain it, if you can't easily understand it, go on to the next one and stop here. It is so simple. But really there's 3 key components if you want to take a deeper dive, a deeper understanding under the business model philosophy. And the first one is your value proposition. What is the value? What is the problem you are solving with this opportunity, with this business? And who is your audience? Can you clearly define that? Years ago, my mentor taught me, and it's really changed my life. It's stayed with me forever. Whoever solves the biggest problem for the most amount of people also makes the most amount of money. So I am constantly looking for problems to solve, and every company, every business I partner with or I open myself must be solving a major problem. The second component of the business model philosophy is value delivery. So hopefully by now you've been able to define the problem that you're solving. You've identified the audience for the problem you're solving, right? You know exactly who you're going to help. So the second piece is, how do we deliver that help? How do we deliver this product, this service, this good to them? And this can be taken 1,000 different ways. The one I really focus on is I am all about remote living, life by design. I want to be able to work, play, live anywhere. So I will not do another brick and mortar personally, but that's just my humble opinion, my stance. I must be able to do every business, every opportunity with remote scalability in mind. For me, I need to be able to do it over Zoom. I need to be able to meet virtually with clients if that's what I'm doing. I need to be able to leverage platforms like social media and YouTube at a really high level. If it involves belly to belly, that's not a play for me. Might be for you, but that's one for me that is going to completely rule it out, and I just won't bend on that. Once again, how you deliver the value is so important. And finally, the third component to the business model idea is value capture. This, quite simply, is where the value proposition, who you're solving, what value you're delivering, how it aligns with value delivery. So how are you going to execute? How are you going to deliver on this value proposition to your ideal customer? And this is really, really important. You know, it's really similar to number 2, where I talked about being remote, being virtual. I also need to have scalability. Once again, this is my personal opinion. I want to be able to record perhaps a presentation and to be able to play that presentation not just for one customer, but for thousands, maybe tens of thousands. And some companies, some business models don't allow it, or their model is not built for that. It's built for one-to-one. It goes back to that belly to belly. That's not for me. That's not scalable. It's sure as heck not duplicatable, and that screams JOB, which is something I'm not about. The third component, and as I teased earlier, arguably the most important, is leadership, my friends. Speed of the leader, speed of the pack. I have been around some amazing companies that checked both boxes on the first 2. We're talking about timing and does the business model make sense, the problem that we're attacking, who we're solving it for. They killed it on both of those. And yet I still learned that the leadership wasn't right at the top for that company, and because of that, it failed. We couldn't do anything about it. So I would argue that without the right leadership around the company, around the business, around the side hustle, the side gig that you're trying to do, it could change everything. It could derail everything. So I would not waste any time at all if you do not know without a doubt that the leadership involved is stellar. They are top notch. They're top grading. They're always adding to it because it changes everything. Everything rises and falls on leadership. I know I said only 3 things I run every opportunity through. I'm going to go ahead and give you a bonus one, and this is a big one that is not talked about enough, and this is primarily going to be with side hustles, the ones that we see on social media, the ones that our friends and maybe even family are hitting us up on, and that's going to be the comp plan. If you cannot easily understand the comp plan, and I'm going to take it one level further, easily explain the comp plan to someone, don't waste your time. I got pitched an amazing opportunity about 6 months ago, met with the leadership team. They checked a lot of boxes. It took them over 20 minutes to explain the comp plan to me. I think I'm pretty intelligent. I think I'm pretty sharp. I definitely understand money very well, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. Anytime I asked a question, they couldn't articulate it at a high level, and I said no. And they were shocked. They couldn't believe it. But if I can't understand it, if I sure as heck can't explain it to my prospect, I got no shot of being able to build into an organization that has a comp plan that just doesn't make sense. That's it, my friends. Hopefully you got some value from today. Let me know in the comments what stood out to you. And really more importantly, what other filters are each and every one of you using? What do you run your side gigs, your next opportunity through to see if it makes sense? I'd love to learn from you as well. If you got any value, please subscribe. We're going to be dropping more content every single week. Hope each and every one of you have a great day. Be safe and God bless.